Breaking news coming in this morning. 4 Indians, including one from Telangana, have reportedly been kidnapped by militants of the Islamic State. The kidnapping reportedly took place last evening in Libyan town of Sirte, very close to capital Tripoli. These 4 Indians had been in Libya for the last 1 year on a teaching assignment. Sources have told the Ministry of External Affairs is aware of developments. Their whereabouts and other details are currently being ascertained. It is suspected that the IS could use them as hostages. Our Deputy Editor Smita Sharma is with us on the phone line. Smita, you were telling us about the word coming out of the External Affairs Ministry.
Yes, that's right, Simi. But not too many details, in fact, coming out at the moment, because MEA is also, in fact, trying to, first of all, establish contact with the families. Not all the families have come forward. There are 4 families involved here, and which is the reason why India Today, as a responsible channel, while we have some of the names here, but we are not revealing the identities of the persons who have been kidnapped yet, because that could obviously hamper with whatever is being done on the ground. But what we are being told is that because these people had been teaching in Libya for the last 1 year, what is worrisome is Sirte, it's close to Tripoli, and at least so far, Tripoli was being considered a relatively safer base. Otherwise, Libya, which has been in any ways in a civil war-like situation over the last 2-3 years since the fall of Colonel Muammar Gaddafi. But the Indian embassy there in Tripoli, Azhar Khan is the ambassador, and there's a distance of 290 kilometers, between Malta and Libya. So it's separated by 290 kilometers of that Mediterranean Sea, really. There are neighboring states as well, including, of course, Libya sharing its border with Egypt, and then Egypt goes on to share its border with Syria. There are the other Saharan countries. So all these missions here will be now activated, trying to reach out to these hostage takers. At the moment, the assumption is that yes, it is the Islamic State, because this is the organization Daesh, which has been, of course, controlling large swaths of territory in Syria and also the northern parts of Libya. But for now, is this some other group? Is this a targeted kidnapping? Were these 4 Indians specifically targeted? Or is this a larger group that has been abducted? These are the kind of questions that we'll have to wait and watch for, and be very, very careful when we put out this information, Simi. Also, Libya time, 2.5 hours behind us. It's only around 6:30 in the morning there. Hopefully, in the next hour or so, we will be able to get in touch with more people to ascertain some more details.
Smita, they're providing crucial details, saying that it's still not clear whether this was a targeted kidnapping. We're not sure if there were people from other nationalities who were also kidnapped. Still not clear whether this is a kidnapping that's been orchestrated by the Islamic State. Our Deputy Editor Shiv Arur is also with us on the phone line. Shiv, there's also a fear that these militants could use these 4 Indians as hostages. Of course, details still very sketchy at this stage.
Very sketchy details at this stage. We understand that 4 Indians have been kidnapped, though we're awaiting an official confirmation from the government. There are several Indians, as we know, Simi, who work, as labor or teachers or several other functions within Libya. When I covered the war in Libya 4 years ago, it actually required one of the largest evacuations of Indians, quite similar, in fact, to the Yemen evacuation of earlier this year. So the fact that Indians may be targeted there is not confirmed just yet. But if 4 Indians have been, kidnapped, it is conceivable that there may be other nationalities as well. Several other Asian nations send their people to Libya for work, similar kinds of work. But let's remember that this is, if all of this information comes together, it won't be the first time. Remember that even as we speak, the 39 Indians who were, abducted by the Islamic State group last year, continue to be in their captivity. It was just a couple of weeks ago when information was released by the government saying that they had reason to believe that, the 39 Indian hostages in Syria were alive and well, and they hadn't been eliminated by their captors. But if all of this information, like I said, comes together, as Smita said, sketchy details at this moment, it's definitely an extremely, extremely disturbing development.
Smita and Shiv, thanks so much for that update. We're going to keep coming back to you for more developments.